Hello everybody, this is Greg29407 back with another episode of City Skylines. We're back on the old alma mater, on the campus. We're in a college, and today what we want to talk about is our campus DLC, which is a fairly recent one to City Skylines. It's a really, really good one too. Right now I am sitting here on my trade school campus I built in this particular city. It looks great. This turned out so much nicer than I thought. Let me show you what the district looks like. It's this whole area right in here. And it looks beautiful. It's you come in here, you come off the freeway, you get on this nice roundabout with a lake in the middle, and then you have your own main road. And you come up here, and here's the beginning of the campus right here, and you've got your dorms, and you've got your cafeteria and your gymnasium, and down here you've got, in this case, it's the trade school. You have our police academy, we have our school of engineering. We have our School of Tourism and Travel. We've got more dorms. We've got some study halls. We've got laboratories and dormitories, and we even have a volleyball area. We've got room back here for some of the faculty and staff to live in their housing back here, parking. Just absolutely beautiful. There are three types of colleges in the campus DLC. There's trade school, there's the university, and there's the liberal arts school. They're all functionally the same. Basically, you have enough. You build these things. They all have kind of the same buildings. They have a different look. This is what the trade school looks like. If we take a look over here, I have the university as well. University has blue roofs. Also quite beautiful, though. It is laid out kind of similar. Here's the main building here. Got your dorms and everything. Here we have the School of Science, the School of Medicine, and the School of Law. And if we look at on here for our liberal arts school, campus right here. These buildings are a little bit more tan. And over here, what do we have? We have the School of Economics. There we go. That's a good one. School of Environmental Studies, and the School of Education. And you have basically the same other buildings, all the media labs and the bookstores and those kind of things. They're all functionally the same, but they all look nice. They're all very different. And there really is a really cool way of doing this. Let me show you. This is a 5-star. I have nothing on here right now. Oh, because we're maxed out. Yeah. So this you level up your campuses based on academic works, number of students, and campus attractiveness. Now, in this case, we've maxed on each one. It goes 5 different levels, 5 stars, and we hit the prestigious level. And what you need to do is you need to hit this. So we've already hit all of our academic works and everything else, so that's why we're 5 stars. We have enough students and everything, although just barely. Here's the thing. You can make a lot of money on the college campuses. Now, I made the mistake of putting 2 colleges in this particular town we're going on right now. We have 93,000 people. And I went from one really, really profitable college to 2 unprofitable colleges for most of the time. I've now got to the point where this one's turned out some nice profit, like 18,000. I mean, that's really good money. My other one, I think it's finally making some money. My trade school, let me say, this was at 5 stars originally, and went down to 4 stars. I need a couple more hundred students. Excuse me. I am making a small profit on this, not nearly as what I was making before. I think before I was like, it was an amazing amount of money. Your campus DLC and your industry DLC will make you plenty of money that you can do all the other stuff in the game that you want, which is really, really nice. So you can be very loose with everything else because you're going to make some nice profit on those 2 things. These college things are really cool. Basically, what you need to do is you just kind of lay them out. Again, let's go through here. So you have the different paths. First thing you want to do is you have to put in your administration building, which I have right here. You want to do one of those. Trade school dormitories, you can put a bunch of those in. I think they have 300 students per dorm. So you want to put in quite a few of those. Trade school study hall. These really add flavor, and they also add to the campus attractiveness. And that's going to be key because that helps you get your 5 stars as well. Groundskeeping, the book club. You have different parks, outdoor study areas, gymnasium, cafeteria, fountain, trade school library, IT club, nice little buildings, commencement school, commencement office, academic statue 1, auditorium, laboratories, bookstore, all sorts of different buildings. And now what's going to happen is when you first start to put in your college, you're not going to have any students in it because this is going to be very, very dependent on the amount of elementary schools and high schools in your town. So when you start to build your city, if you decide you want to go with a college type thing, or if you, or a high education city, you want to start planning in advance. So first of all, you want to start laying out the elementary schools and have a lot of students going there, and you're going to fill those up fairly quickly. You'll need a lot of those. I think it's like 300 people per elementary school. Then you want to do your high schools. Those schools will feed into your colleges. So if you don't have enough students who are educated at high school level, you're not going to get any students in the college level, obviously. So what I found is you reach certain plateaus when you're doing your colleges where you just can't get any more students. You can keep laying out more and more dorms, but there's no one moving into the dorms because you don't have enough students who are qualified. So you need to get those eligible students up by putting in the other schools. You can also help that along by putting in the libraries around your town, that kind of thing as well. So it's going to be important. The other thing is, if you do not have an educated population with college degrees, you can't get your offices going. And of course, offices are fantastic because they fill up really well, and they kind of replace, they kind of replace your dirty industries. You'll still have a place for some dirty industry, but offices will replace that. Offices are very clean. They don't have a lot of environmental pollution. They don't have a lot of noise pollution. You can put them right next to housing, and housing loves it. You don't want to try that with a dirty industry. They hate that. So if you want to have a purely blue-collar town, that's perfectly fine. You won't need the colleges. But if you want to have a lot of office space and that kind of thing, then the college would be really important. In this particular city, before I did a lot of educational stuff in my town, I would zone office, and nothing would ever get built there, just nothing. Or you get a very tiny little, one-story office or something like that. It's only when you start getting the education levels up that you will get enough stuff. So colleges are really useful. Do not build too many colleges. I had both of these colleges. I built the first one, I had like 30,000 people, I think. I built the second one, I had like 50,000. That just cratered me. You don't need 2 universities or 2 colleges for 100,000 people. Well, I'm close. I'm making a profit on these now, so that's okay. But again, this one's still not maxed out. This one at one point, so I've done 48 academic works. This thing was making money hand over fist and was level 5. So you will drop levels if you have too much stuff, and you will lose money that way too. So so it's really important. Also attractiveness. I couldn't get my 5th star on this one until I had enough of these little statues and artsy-fartsy little things. So get creative with this. Make it really nice and beautiful and that kind of thing. I have done a trade school before in the middle of a downtown area. So I had to kind of spread out. Like sometimes in real cities you see college buildings spread out among office buildings and commercial and things like that. I did that on town. It looked kind of neat. It was a little harder to get the attractiveness up, and the traffic was a little bit worse. Good thing about colleges, you don't have a lot of traffic in them. So I guess the students don't have a lot of cars or something. But I generally do put I have a tram line over here to help service this college and the other one as well. But you don't have a lot of traffic, which is fairly nice. So you can do a lot more walkways and fewer roads. College campuses they make a nice profit. They educate your town so you can get a lot more office space, which is very profitable. And let's take a look at this in our budget. Yeah, so making 12,000 profit on one college, 4,000 on the other. Yeah, that's minimal. If you have just one college and 100,000 people in town, you're going to be making money hand over fist. That'd be great. That and again, industries would be the way to make money. So this is really worthwhile. I generally will put this close to a main road. It doesn't have to be because the traffic issues aren't that bad, but just because, well, it's a college, it should be. One thing about colleges, though, you also have access to your sports. Oh, museums, too. Oh, I got to do some of that. I didn't think about that. Science Center and Art Gallery. Oh, I ought to do those. I didn't think about that. But yeah, sports. They have their own aquatic center, basketball, track, baseball, and football. Those are great to lay out. I may do another video on sports and tourism later on. These do require a lot of traffic issues. Excuse me. So if you do want this connected, excuse me, to connect it to your college, that's going to be a whole other area. Let me go back over here. For this campus, I actually do have basketball, baseball, football, and aquatics. This is actually connected in the same district as my university. Very narrow little thing. So I did need to make allowances for traffic. I put in a bunch of hotels around here to handle that traffic, as well as a bunch of leisure for bars and nightclubs and stuff. And then they have direct access to the freeway. So I'll probably do another episode of that. So again, college, the campus DLC is really worthwhile. Again, you can buy this it's on sale a lot in Steam and other places, generally for like under $10. I got it I had a bunch of them, like $7.99 and $4.99. You can pick them up and add them that way. They're a lot of fun. They add something to the game. You don't have to have them to make your cities great, but I like having them. It's just another, makes the game deeper. Wow, I can't believe that I almost finished that video without going into some of the really important parts of campus life, which is how to expand your campus from 1 star to 5 stars. I went over everything with the getting the elementary schools and high school populations big to get enough students going here. But there's more to it than just that. So let's click on our main building, or campus area info. And again, we have academic works, students, and campus attractiveness. And the students, I told how to do it, and campus attractiveness, yes. Like, academic works can be kind of a pain in the neck, a little tougher to do. So let's click on our different policies we have up here. Campus policies, these are things you can elect to click on or not in order to boost things up. I have visiting scholars clicked on. And what this does is campus hires various lecturers and scholars to teach on the campus, affects all faculties within the campus area, increases faculty bonus 25%, and there's an increased cost. Student health care, students are provided with free health care, increases your cost, but also increases their health. Free lunch, they get free meal vouchers, increases your cost and increases their happiness. And universal education. Regardless of the campus reputation, students don't pay any tuition fees. The attractiveness, which is something you need to work on, goes up by 20%. Student happiness goes up quite a bit, but you don't get any kind of tuition, which is death knell for this. Here on this tab, though, is academic works. Now, it can be very tough to get those academic works, and you need to get a certain threshold each level before you get to 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5 stars. And they'll tell you what you need to do. So what will happen is every year, every school year, academic year, it'll get to the end of the thing. It'll say, here's how many students you have. Here's what the campus attractiveness is, and here's how many randomly academic works were created. And what you're hoping for is some of your professors who are on this campus are going to write papers. So, for instance, someone wrote this on appropriate titles for academic works, original study and conclusion on appropriate titles for academic works by Luke Waterstream. We have all these different things. These are the ones that have been passed on my campus. And you can actually boost your chances of having papers written by increasing your academic staff. So I've got 6 people on my academic staff. And you can also give research grants. You can do it for dissertations, discovery, and scientific study, depending on what kind of school you're looking for, what you want to do. So if you donate money, all of a sudden your academic work creation chance increases. And so right now mine's at 53%. Base chance is 30%. Academic staff is 3%, and buildings are 20%. So academic work should be created at the end of each academic year. They're required to level up the campus area, as I mentioned, and can be displayed at museums to increase city attractiveness. A campus has a chance to create one academic work per 500 students each academic year, up to a maximum of 4 academic works per academic year. An additional academic work can be funded through a research grant, which is what I've done here in order to boost my numbers up. So there are different ways, especially once you get enough students going to your school, you may find that, oh, my campus attractiveness is really good, and my students are increasing, but the academic works are just falling behind. You can kind of boost up your staff. You can donate some research grant money to kind of boost these numbers up and give you a better chance of getting some of these academic works. Once they start to kind of pour in, it gets much easier as you get a bigger and bigger campus. So I've had 22 of 48 possible for this university. For my trade school, I think I have all 48 of them in there. So that's something you want to do. Let me see here for the varsity sports. Build an arena on campus. Oh, I don't have an arena on there. I've got all this stuff down here, though. All the football stadiums and everything. These will bring you in some good money, too. I'm going to go over these in a separate episode, though. So anyway, that is the finale for my campus life tips and tricks. I really like them a lot. You can lay them out really nice and bucolic looking like this, or you can put them in the middle of the downtown area. You can kind of plot buildings anywhere. It doesn't really matter, depending on what you want and what your city requires. And just have fun with it. Get as creative as you want and see what happens with it. I hope this has helped. So until next time, this is Greg 29407 saying arrivederci, and we will see you next time.